All right, good morning, everyone. 1 Million Cups is a weekly event that was started by the Kauffman Foundation and is currently held in more than 130 communities across the nation with the goal of caffeinating entrepreneurs nationwide every Wednesday. And every Wednesday, those communities meet to give each other support, encouragement, and feedback over a cup of coffee. Our community meets here at Rome in the town at Trilith every Wednesday morning from 9 to 10, and one or two early stage startups will present their companies to a diverse audience of their peers, mentors, educators, and advisors. Before we get things started, I just always want to acknowledge and thank our community sponsors, Rome for providing this beautiful space, Jason Hunter Design for volunteering their time and resources to organize and promote the event, Edwin Jarvis for the high quality flyers that we are able to distribute around town, and of course, Counterculture for the coffee. First up this morning, we'll be hearing from Sovereign Ships, a residential yacht company focused on solar electric yachts with interior gardens. I hope I say that right. At the end of this presentation, they will be asked, what can we as your community do for you, which will start the Q&A portion of the program. After 20 minutes of Q&A, if our second presenter shows up, we will switch to them, which is Blue Zen Capital. I won't even bother telling you a little bit about them because if they don't show up, then you'll hear about them another time. But without further ado, I'm just going to switch my camera input and we will kick it over to our presenter. There we go.
Are you ready?
You are on, sir.
All right, let's know.
There we go.
I'm Ben Woodison. I'm the founder and CEO of Sovereign Ships, and today I'm here to show you the feature. So, go ahead.
Wasn't sure if my keyboard would be in control of that.
Actually, go back.
Go back. Oops.
We're just going entries line.
There we go.
So imagine you're working from home on your own personal yacht, and you're going down the coast of the country, having an adventure, and you're worried about where are you going to find fuel, where are you going to find food and fresh water. That's one of the top concerns of current coastal cruisers today, and that's what we're trying to solve. So imagine that you're living on a solar yacht. You don't have to worry about where you're going to get your fuel. You have an interior garden, so you don't have to worry about where you're going to get your groceries. And you got your own water filtration, so you don't have to worry about the water either. You can go an unlimited distance for an unlimited amount of time. And that's what we're trying to establish. So I'll start with a little bit of my background. I'm a mechanical engineer out of the Air Force Academy. Flew C-130s for the Air Force. I co-founded and sold a Painting with a Twist franchise in Arkansas. I flipped and rented several properties, and I built my own two-seater airplane, and I've been working on Sovereign Ships for the past year and a half. And last time I did a presentation, the audience said that this was such a complex business idea that they didn't have confidence that I could even do it until I started talking about the plane that I built. So that I should go ahead and start with a few pictures of that plane. And so that's what I brought along for you today. So we'll start with that. It was a kit plane. So it came in aluminum punched parts, and then you would fasten everything together with rivets. Assembled the wings. I did the interiors, the paint, did the avionics, all the wiring, and I actually test flew it, and we had a lot of fun with it. It was a 200-mile-an-hour plane, and it would go 800 miles with full autopilot. And yeah, we could cruise up and down the coast. I ended up selling it to a retired Delta pilot, and he still loves it today. So that's how I funded this venture. So hopefully you can tell I'm serious about this project. Sovereign Ships is on a mission to advance people's freedom. Go ahead to the next slide. We did this by providing life essentials such as food, water, shelter, energy, and mobility. And this assures your quality of life and maximizes your freedom. So what are sovereign ships? Sovereign ships are solar electric yachts with interior gardens. They enable full-time ocean living without the need to refuel or resupply. And our ships are well suited to handle the hazards associated with the marine environment. They're classified CE Category 8, making them ocean-going vessels and easily controlled and maintained by a single owner-operator. They're designed to maximize solar panel area, interior volume, exterior views, garden space, and ergonomics. Interiors are simple, practical, and comfortable. Each room is designed to maximize utilization and enjoyment and provide all the essentials you expect in a modern home. The panoramic windows make it seem like you have more interior space, and they maximize the views. And ship perimeters house raised garden beds to provide sustenance for the crews. And those gardens are raised for ease and comfort, and sheltered to provide plant survival, and conveniently located to maximize utilization and enjoyment. So sovereign ships maximize your self-sufficiency, and this makes each ship like its own floating island. Okay, good. So on top of the desire for self-sufficiency, we have several other demand drivers coming from the macro environment, such as more people are working from home. There's a drive toward green living and sustainable technologies, and everyone's switching to electric vehicles. More people are wanting to connect with nature, and social media is popularizing adventurous lifestyles, and we definitely fall into that category. So to get an idea for the potential demand, the recreational boat market is a $42.5 billion market. The outdoor recreation is $788 billion. With more people working from home, we're going to be tapping into the housing market, and that's so big that I didn't even look it up. The ocean colonization market is only limited by your imagination, and as you can tell by my ship designs, we've got that in abundance. So I'm confident the next frontier is going to be on international waters, and the next level of freedom is going to be at sea level. Our short-term plans are to build the Sovereign Starter up on the top left. I'll live on it for a few months, get it tested, take it around to trade shows, and then start to sell it. And we'll take all the lessons learned from that design and push it towards our next design, which is a little bit more complicated, but it's the Sovereign Starter, and it's a swash ship. So the pontoons will actually ride below the surface to make it a much smoother ride. And it's going to be a much nicer ship, more complicated, but much nicer. Okay. So my team and I are ready to take on this challenge. I already went through myself. My marketing director, Anna, has 11 years of marketing experience, a bachelor's and 2 masters in marketing. And she's been working with me part-time for the past year and a half. I've got several advisors making up technical, legal, and business and financial advisors. And I also teamed up with DLBA Naval Architects to get us up to code with regulatory compliance on my blueprints, and the Bro Brother Enterprises in Louisiana to accomplish the actual build. So in summary, sovereign ships offer more freedom and a better lifestyle. And we're planning on building the next level of freedom. Thank you.
So Ben, as promised, my first question needs to be, what can we as a community do for you?
Yeah, so I drove up here from Pensacola this morning to get practice with speaking and to try and kind of make connections in the startup community. And we are raising capital, so if you guys know anybody, let them know and get them in touch with me. And also, I'll be hanging out this afternoon if you guys want to hang out and get in touch. And yeah, we'll go have some fun.
You came up here from Pensacola just for this, or you got some other reason?
So I hear
No,
your
just for
voice,
this,
and I want
yeah.
you to know that 1 million cups, that's how 1 million cups, that's what 1 million cups is to many, many people. People travel distances.
No, I'm just.
No, I know, and I'm just saying,
There's no judgment, I'm just asking.
I know, because it's amazing, right? I mean, I just think a lot of credit is due for you to put your faith into the 1 million cups name as a place to come to present, because you never know the types of feedback you're going to get. You never know the types of people in the room. I'm pitching 1 million cups here, by the way. Like, I want you all to understand what it is that you come to every week. Like, we are part of a very large ecosystem. I was telling Ben before anybody else showed up that before the pandemic, we had a guy also drive up from Florida, but his mission was to present at every one of 1 million cups chapters across the nation. Like, that's a goal of his, to help him get out there for free. It's an open opportunity to share your business with people. Unlimited possibilities. I think it's incredible, and I applaud you and thank you for driving up. I have a very busy morning, but if you're still here in the afternoon, I'd love to have lunch with you.
I am game, yeah. And yeah, that's exactly why I drove up, just to get practice with speaking and to make connections and get the word out.
Where'd you grow up?
I'm actually from Dalton, Georgia, which is up by Chattanooga, Tennessee, so not too far. I
Nice.
live in, yeah, like I said, I lived in Pensacola the past year and a half, working on this project.
What's the retail on this, man? I do it tomorrow.
Good
But
question.
let's be honest, was it fucking $500,000? Like, you know, minimum?
Well, boats are not cheap. So, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
our competitors are ranging between 700 and 900.
Okay. Yeah, see, that was lowballing you.
Yep, and that's what we're targeting for the first ship build and the second. Once we get our full factory going and get demand, economies of scale going, I'm gonna be shooting from 350 to 650.
Good.
So I
But
want
you're
to run
also-
as entry level vehicles as possible.
But you'll also be able to rent them out too.
Build a what?
You'll also be able to rent these out too, not just.
There's a rental market there.
Not just building stuff.
I will not personally be renting them, but if there's other entrepreneurs out there that think they can do it,
So, like if I was interested in this and you had a boat, could I rent it? as well? So try it.
I personally want to try and get into the rental market just because I'm focused on building. I think that's something someone else can take the reins on if they want to.
It's like a test drive.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to live in a garden?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
it'd be a big difference.
that's a huge if.
You know,
and
it's
like,
it's interesting. There's a guy here. I haven't spoken to him in years. I've tried to reach him, but I can't seem to get back in touch with him. But he was building, I saw it, I was in it. He was building basically an RV that you could pull a car into the back of. You could land a helicopter on top of. The inside had 2 full bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen, like there was a beautiful fish tank. I mean, this was like unbelievable. And he was building it for the elite. Like, imagine John Bon Jovi going on tour. He would want to take this, right? And like live comfortably with his family. And then just whenever they park, let's take his car out wherever he wants to go, right? Like, I mean, it was definitely geared towards that top tier. And he had it, I mean, the video was very similar. It was like this whole, like you felt like you were in it, like it was real. It was amazing. Nobody is building, he's not building that so that they can try it out. Like if you're at that level and you want to play in this market, you're just making the investment and having fun with it. And if you're not using it all the time, then sure, let somebody rent it out to other people so that you can make your money back, right?
I guess from that perspective, do you have pre-sale?
No,
Funded, or that's not what you're trying to fund it or something like that?
no, we just finished our website in March and we got to about 1,000 followers on Instagram is our main channel. I've had a few people ask me to tell me that they want to buy it, but then say that they want to buy something that hasn't already been built. So there's really no getting around making a prototype, and
Sure.
there's a lot of testing we still got to do on that. But
When
yeah,
you
we're
do-
really
when you
just
do
getting
that-
started.
Do that prototyping and testing. What is your plan? That like from a marketing perspective, are you gonna just? Okay, day one, I'm living on this building boat, like
Yes.
type thing, that whole thing, you just put GoPros around and record it, and you have some of the.
Yeah, so I'll live on it for the first 3 or 4 months and make sure I can get everything to work, and I will be marketing it myself. And I'll probably be recording all the videos and having my marketer put together an actual YouTube channel or whatever. So
It's fascinating, because I follow somebody on TikTok right now, it's called a Warlock. This guy bought an old, oil rig transport boat. He's taking out all of the, like, the Halon system, he's taking out all the safety features or whatever to build like a ship you can live on, similar to this. I don't know if you plan on putting a garden, but it looks like a terrible space pod, like, it does not look livable like these look like. But he's doing that same thing. That TikTok might be valuable. I'll send you the link because it's like the model for what your TikTok might look like.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and I'll push this thing however we have to. If I
One thing you
have
can
to-
ask your legal guy for me is it gonna be like buying a house?
So it'd be, I haven't really looked into it that closely, but it.
You told me
it'd be
250,
like,
350, right?
As far as
Scale,
getting
your
the loan?
goal to get the 250, call it 3, right?
Yeah,
Now that, if I can finance that over 30 years, I'd still do it,
yeah,
but I'd have to be able to finance it over 30 years. You understand what I'm saying? Me, not a billionaire, but me.
Well,
And my question, I'm just curious whether you're going after
you finance through a
multi-millionaires
mortgage
who
company,
could buy in one shot
to a
a
lender.
$300,000 boat.
Well, Ross,
Or-
wouldn't that just be up to a lender to decide? Like,
Yeah,
that
so
wouldn't,
It's up to him to decide whether, I mean, that's my point. Imagine a developer doesn't have to. Developer who built a house over here, it's up to them to decide whether they're gonna accept the board, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to do that, is my point.
yeah.
Most people do for homes, of course, because that's the way we do things. I'm just curious whether, or what amounts to a houseboat. Whether you can finance it over 30 years, it's not up to them. If he doesn't want to accept the letter, you don't have to accept the letter. Be like, you're gonna take cash only, put it on your gold card, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do that.
I in my ignorance, I just always assumed, like, when I bought my house and I got a mortgage through Wells Fargo, that the person that built the house or the person I bought it from
They didn't allow it.
they got paid.
Well, they did. but
So
he
what
had
do they
to
care who's
allow it.
giving
He had
them
to
the
allow
money?
it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, it's, if he says, no financing and blah, 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 and I'm not gonna do that, all that kind of stuff, and no, it's not doing everything cash. I was just curious.
Yeah, to answer your question, I expect people to finance these, and it'll be set up like boats are set up today. You'll go through a bank and see
Great.
straight along. So there's 4 main banks that do it. And yeah, it's pretty much like.
So in your mind, what's your timeline to scale? 5 years?
I plan to IPO between 6 and 8 years.
I'll be ready by then, let's go. I'll start putting the down payment down now. It's great. It's absolutely great.
That's great. Thank you. Go ahead.
This is kind of, on the tails of what you're saying, because I am completely ignorant on $1 I'm from here, I'm like, I have no idea, so, let me just ask a few exploratory questions. First thing I would ask is, do you have an avatar of the person that you're aiming at? Like, who is your target market? It's definitely not me, and my homie over here, Exit 13, like. So who would that be?
Yeah, we did put in an avatar profile together. We targeted down to the most likely would be mid-40s, techie, into nature, looking to work from home and want to explore.
And demographic speaking, like, how much money are they making?
White male, married.
How much money are they making? What's their financial demographics?
I haven't narrowed it down that much, but IT.
Okay, IT person,
Mhm.
okay. How do you have the internet on this boat?
That's actually, that was my first question watching this too. Like when it said work from home, the first thing that came to
Yeah.
mind, like, could I actually, like, what would
I
the
mean,
internet
I'm
speed
imagining
be?
flipping over in the storm and I'm like, I don't want tomatoes on me, like.
So there are a couple, yeah, there are a couple of satellite providers. True Vision is one. They're about $200 to $300 a month for pretty much a dial-up quality internet. And then SpaceX is coming down the line with their
So you're-
Starlink, and that's just gonna blow them out of the
Starlink,
water.
Your model is predicated on Starlink.
Or True Vision is on the market right now, if you can work with dial-up. But,
I
yeah,
have a feeling that the people who he's describing as his demographic are already people who are
Used to it.
yachting
Yeah.
and are
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
the dial-up
Yep.
signals on,
Yep.
but like, I don't think you're convincing
Yes.
somebody who's working from their house in Trillet that this is the next house
I
they're
mean,
gonna
it took me a
buy.
day to
You
upload
know?
one project, and my internet is fast.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, you're not.
and if you're bouncing down the coast, can usually stay within range of the cell towers to get a better signal
Sure,
than the
sure.
satellites. But yeah, if you're way out on the ocean, it's gonna be Starlink.
Are you marketing like in Dubai
Yeah,
and
right,
around the world?
Oh, that's a good idea.
definitely,
Yeah.
Like
That's
that.
where you're gonna find it
yeah.
realistic.
Yeah, they do all kinds of crazy projects like this one.
Russ and I were involved in another project, and he had Saudi Arabian money to help fund the whole prototype. So,
Really?
I mean, that's some market that you might wanna explore.
Yeah,
So why Pensacola, why not say Miami or Southern California? Like, why did you choose Pensacola?
that was a personal choice, moving from Atlanta. I wanted to get to the ocean, and I took a road trip down from Savannah down to the east coast of Florida over to Tampa, and then all the way back up to Pensacola, and I just like Pensacola the most. Yeah. So that's a selfish decision. I figured I could make a factory anywhere, and they've got a lot of room to grow. Most of it's still forest, and the east coast of Florida is more like it's all industrial and it's pretty built out.
My last thing is real technical and legal, and I'm sure you don't even get there yet, but
Go ahead.
there's a lot of misconceptions about international waters, right? There really are.
That's true.
It's not like you can marry a goat out there like in Family Guy, you know what I mean? But, so. You know, I noticed it just triggered me because you had that slide there, right? And I don't know if we're just envisioning some massive Burning Man where anything goes in the middle of the ocean, like, it can't happen.
Water world.
So really, I mean, like,
He's got it. You got it.
I would just suggest, and you're a long way off from this, but at some point, you do a lot of educating, like real educating on, what truly is and is not international waters, and what that means, as opposed to the popular conception that, just go out there and blow shit up, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So,
because I'm with it, but it's not really true. I hate to bring the lawyer in here, but
so from what I understand, it's up to 12 miles. You're within coastal waters. Depending on the area, between 12 and 150, you're within that country's fishing and yeah, that kind of rights, the oil rights and all that stuff. Right? And out past 150 miles, that's what's considered international.
you're a vet, right?
I am.
That's the military. What they think about 151 miles offshore.
Yeah, so if you're out in international waters, and I talked to a marine lawyer, what do you call them?
Jag?
Maritime lawyer.
Yeah, okay.
They said you can put up your own flag and you're considered your own country.
Okay.
So that's,
Wow.
yeah, that's pretty wild.
Time to get
I
your,
didn't where you went to law school, but anyway, I'm gonna go down there.
time to get your
That's
graphic,
that's a very funny slide.
time to get your graphic designer to design your own slides.
Yeah.
I already did. Yep.
Put up your own flag.
Yeah,
What?
so,
Okay.
that's my
Anyway,
understanding.
It's a nonsensical question. You got a great idea. I love it. I can't
That's my understanding. That's what I'm gonna
even.
go
Okay.
with. Go ahead.
So when I was, I went to
I'm
grad school,
moving.
I went to grad school in Southern California, and one of my best friends, he lived on a boat. And, but it was a boat, for him, yeah, I mean, they were well off, but he would rather sleep on his boat docked in the marina and he just kept it there the entire time. He'd rather do that because it was just like a $200 a month fee to do that. So he didn't have rent while he was in med school. He just lived on that boat. When I was out there, the conversations about money, places like Miami, even like Positano, Capri, in Southern California, the amount that you're asking for to them, to a lot of them, it's pocket change. So I don't know how you would do this because you have your own desires and your own personality. But I would figure out a way to get on the inside of people in places like that who take voting very, very seriously and get them to introduce you to the heavy hitters because they're going to know who the heavy hitters are. A lot of these heavy hitters, they can throw $1 million around and driving Toyota Camrys. So you're not going to know who these folks are just by looking at them and you'd have to be introduced. But we were out in Italy just a few months ago, and the amount of wealthy people that will bring their boats to the docks of Positano and Capri and just stay right there and get out sometimes and explore, but come back and stay right there. Like every day, there's people from all over the world that can do that with cash.
Yeah.
And I think that there'd be a huge opportunity. If we didn't have the internet, I would say that Pensacola is actually limited to you, but that's not the case. We do have the internet. So I just want to throw that out there that, it would be nothing to go out to places like Positano and Capri and find locals to pay to market your company for you while you're not there. That would be actually pretty easy to do. It wouldn't cost a lot because you'd be hiring locals to do it. So I'm just throwing out some ideas because I grew up on a farm and I take care of myself. And I can tell you right now, I'll go to the grocery store and buy product before I'll ever try to grow it and clean it and prepare it. Like, the garden idea, in my opinion, is a great idea. But just from life experience, I feel like I would use that as a reserve. That if I can afford a boat and I'm going to be out on the water for a long period of time, I'm just going to hire a chef and let them do the food prep. And being out on the water for long periods of time, like it does something to you mentally. So the thing that you do out there with the boat kind of comes along the coast, rather than being out in the deep sea for a long period of time like that. In my perspective, that is much more realistic. And it would be nothing for me to dock and the chef restock or I restock the food. And it just kind of fits the gardening as a backup. Like, worst case scenario, something were to happen, you have enough green crop here to sustain you for 2 to 3 days until you can get back to the coast.
I feel like you're almost marketing to either a doomsdayer or
Yeah.
to a filthy rich person who's just looking for another fun toy to play with. I love the idea of having a chef come on board. And I think if they could use the ingredients that we've ever grown there, so they don't even have, there's something to that I think is really cool. And I hope at least that is kind of the direction that we're going, that people care more about what we put in our bodies and want that, homegrown.
Would that person have to be a vegetarian?
In this case, I suppose.
You can always fish.
Yeah, true.
Fish and lobster and crab.
But yeah, I like a lot of the points you made. I will be still visiting a lot of the boat shows and talking to people, but yeah, having a local marketer would probably help out a lot. Our target audience, like the gentleman said in the back, is probably going to be financing the boat, so it's not going to be the kind of people that would hire a chef. They're probably going to be more of do it yourself first, and definitely preppers.
I think an inexpensive way you could market, I don't know if this is in your wheelhouse or anything, but like, you're gonna be building a boat, living on the boat, showing that stuff. Then there's this point where you have a boat that you're kind of tested and you don't want to live on it anymore. And there is an ecosystem, TikTok, YouTube, of people who have humongous audiences that you could just take that person, put them on the boat for free for a month and let them do that for you.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And that's super, super great arbitrage for you because you built your boat and now it's now you're essentially paying for all your marketing just by letting them live.
I don't know if you could piggyback off of that, but I was thinking like parking one of the prototypes in Positano and having a salesperson live on the boat so that they can actually be talking to these rich people who are floating in and like, what is that? I want to know more. And they can actually sell them.
Because there's proof of concept in that.
Instead of
too. So,
waiting
like,
for boat shows.
Right.
yeah, because I'm right when I watched your presentation, I saw you guys watch Love, Death and Robots
No.
on Netflix. There's this part where all the super techie people in the future die because their robots kill them. And like,
Sounds right.
well, it's this thing where like they're offshore doomsday things, like all their stuff that it doesn't work. And I'm seeing like, I'm watching this and this, and I'm like, okay, proof of concept for the garden. I want to know that this works. Because if I'm predicating my survival and I'm putting my time and energy in it, there's almost like a year of training you have to do, or 6 months of training that you have to do in order to have one of these boats and be sovereign. Because
You're right.
this is whole predicated on skill sets.
That's true.
This is
Yeah, you're just assuming that people
shipmanship
know
and
how.
gardening and managing and like it is water world.
Yeah.
It's Kevin
Yeah, you're right.
Costner. Like,
That's really true. Yeah.
so there's a lot of, and I think that channel with your marketing person, that education channel itself will sell boats. If you're providing that content over a period of time, you're like, yeah, so I'm having breakfast on my boat. Good morning. I'm cutting tomatoes that I grew in my little garden, my space garden. Like, and how am I cooking this food? How am I cooking this food? With the batteries on this boat? That shit is so cool. Like, million views. Like, it's out of this world in my mind. Like, it's so cool. Like, and if you're doing that and showing that, then you go to a conference or whatever, if anybody has any question, you're just like, here's my channel, here's the answer to that question at length. See what I'm saying? All the questions you get turn into the content that you're producing to sell the boat at scale.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles you can hit with this one, and it's definitely very photogenic. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
we'll take
It's an awesome idea.
You design
I'll
these
keep
yourself?
pushing it as much as I can.
You designed them?
I did. Yep.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. They're really, I mean, they're beautiful. Really awesome. Shannon, you have a question?
Is there a competitor? Is there anybody else out there doing something similar?
There's 6 or 7 electric yacht companies. No one's doing an off-grid kind of a thing. They're all luxury.
I probably totally missed it, but where is the fresh water?
We have a desalinator system
Okay.
on board. We also collect rainwater, and we'll have a desalinator powered by your foot, a little foot pump desalinator, little bike up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
There you go.
You see a bike?
Ron had a
you have
question real quick.
A generator bike.
Are you able to build one actual sample to take
That's what he's
around?
raising money for, right?
I
Prototype.
I did build 24 scale prototypes. I should have brought one, but yeah, they're about this big.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they were 2 scale, 2 weight, so they behaved like a normal ship
And you
would,
put them
and
in
I
a
took them out in
bathtub
the
to kind of
ocean.
test
So what?
You put them in a bathtub to kind of test.
I
can see.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
well,
That Ron,
I
that's the
took them
first
out in the
thing we did.
ocean on a
I
wavy day. So
just have in my mind the scenes and pictures that I've seen in Florida after the hurricane and the boats that are just
Piled
smashed
up on top of each
the
other.
shore.
yeah,
I guess those people can afford the insurance to cover.
One of the things that I'm kind of envious about is, or I should say jealous, because you can go to these exotic places and write that off as marketing expenses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you could go, you could hit up like Positano and Capri in the summer. Because when we were there, you know, there are at least 30 beautiful boats coming in and out every day. And you writing that off as a business trip, you know, and just hanging out for the summer and,
Yeah.
you know, meeting people and passing out stuff. Like, I just think that to me, I find that I would find that very enjoyable.
someone's
Pushing
gonna
your
do that.
product.
Someone's got to do it.
Pushing your product.
Maybe it's just
You said it's electric, like propulsion, or that, like, how do you, is like, gas power, so it has a limit as far as how far you can go? I know you said solar, but will that actually charge enough batteries to run a craft that size for any length of time, or?
Yeah, so the Sovereign Starter, it's got 6.6 kilowatt potential on it. And that'll take about 2 days to charge the batteries fully. It's got 84 kilowatt hours of batteries. Yeah, that'll get you, if you run it on a sunny day, day and night nonstop, it'll get you 2.7 knots continuous. And the top speed is at 6.4 knots. But the range on that is only about 35 miles.
For those of us who don't live on the ocean, what do you mean by not?
So the top speed is about 7 miles an hour. And if you run it continuously, it's about 3 miles an hour. So if you're out just cruising around, you will have to watch the currents and the winds. But that's just on the first design. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. It's pretty much like a box. And the second design is going to be much faster and much more efficient. So it's on seamless. And we'll also add, there's a new company making kite sails that you just mount it onto the top of that thing, and they'll pretty much double the speed.
That's cool. I was gonna say, I didn't see any sails on your three-dimensional design things.
Is that a kite sail for the craft?
That wasn't a sail, that was like a wind catcher energy generator.
I did have vertical axis wind turbines.
Yeah.
on a few
I was
of the
curious
designs.
about those. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's slow, right? That's slow. I don't know shit about
I mean,
boats.
3
So
miles
like,
an hour.
but
Yeah,
like
I mean,
7 miles per hour,
Yeah.
like
It
it took me 4 hours in boat going full speed to get to whale sharks out in the middle of the ocean. And that was a long time. So I'm like, you just get blown out to sea and never make it back, right? Like,
You have to float all the way around the world.
yeah, like that's like a hot air balloon. They're like, oh, we're just going this way. Like, so I guess
Yeah,
a
you gotta watch
sail,
the current.
I guess a sail and a current and like all those things are important. So
Fleet.
have you pitched these things to people at the shows? The idea?
I haven't been to a boat show, but I've been talking to a lot of the guys in the industry, just
And-
on LinkedIn.
And what do they say? Like, what do they say? Like,
They're-
is it normal for it to go 7 miles an hour?
So the circular ships, like with the really fat bases, are probably going to be in more calmer waters.
Okay.
You want to be taken out into chop in the middle of the ocean. They get kicked around pretty good. But yeah, they like the design. The first one we're building is a pretty standard monohull design, and a couple naval architects I talked to really like that second design, which is the SWAT design. So,
Yeah.
that's the most stable that you're going to get on a rough sea.
Which one is that? The one on
The,
the pontoon.
yeah, and it's got the ability to use seacoast pontoons all the way underwater if you're in a really bad situation. Breaking waves will just crash over the ship, and those things will hold you down.
I just don't know anything about boats. I'm thinking from my own perspective, which is very limited knowledge. So like, I realize the questions that I'm asking are not, like, but I'm like, that seems slow and scary.
Yeah, yeah. I actually had the idea for this in 2015, so I've been studying up on it and
Sure.
kind of had my eye on it for a while. But
Is
there's
it-
a lot to learn.
Does it appeal to you to live on a boat like that? Like personally?
I designed all these for myself. I'm my own target customer.
I think as a viewer of your presentation, I want to know that.
Okay.
It makes me trust you more. Because like, you didn't mention any of that, so like, I'm like, you wanna get on this death boat? Like, cause that's appealing, I have a lot of friction around that, like, the ocean is super scary to me, like, and when I'm out there, I'm like, Captain, save me, like, so like, if you're like, I'm building this, I'm living on it, it's awesome, I love this, then I'm like, oh, okay, cool, all right, well, we can do it, like, maybe I can do it, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and a lot of people are worried about the ocean, but what they don't consider is how dangerous it is on the land. So if
Sure,
nature,
it's normal,
if nature wants to take you out, you got no chance.
sure.
So, yeah, there's a lot of new technology with weather and tracking all the currents, and as long as you're paying attention to it, check it every so often, once a day, and you shouldn't run into that bad of a situation.
I would just love to hear that out the gate, because I have so much friction when you're talking about it, I'm like.
Just driving straight towards the.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I watch all the pirate movies and like all that stuff, and they're like in the doldrums, and you're like 7 miles an hour, I'm like, that sounds like doldrums. And then you're like- So I'm linking up all these images in my mind and this feeling, so, I get the appeal. How many people can you put on a boat?
So the square foot gardening method, which I used on as a basis for the gardens, will provide enough to feed 2 people for every 64 square feet of garden. And for example, the Sovereign Starter has double that, so you can feed 4 people. And yeah, I expected this one to carry
How many
couple
square
and
feet is
2
it
kids.
started? How many square feet of living space is it started?
Good question. I have that on my website. I haven't looked that up in
Just ballpark, it'd be about 1,000.
probably less than that, probably like 600.
Okay.
Yeah, it's small. It's like an RV. And I
Yeah,
lived on an
yeah,
RV
right, it's
for a
like a
few
big
years.
room.
And I lived on an RV for a few years, so
Mm,
I kind of have a feel for how big the space is and what you can wear.
fine.
So,
Like I said, I love it.
so it's not.
I'm
really
retired.
party
I think
boat.
it'll be-
You can't,
Me too.
you're very limited as to how many people you could put on that boat. Every time. Correct?
It's pretty tight. It's like an RV.
So it's not a party boat. It's not a boat where you own a boat, have another family come on with 2 or 3 kids or whatever it takes.
Yeah, I have one designed with multiple rooms, but I'm trying to keep it as small and simple as possible for the first couple of ships we start building.
Okay, so you are intending at some point, if things are successful, to build a larger version so that more people can get on.
Yep, and
As a
then,
person with that kind of boat wants to show it off.
yeah, have the in-laws come in and for sure. And as technology gets better, these ships will get faster. You got increasing performance in batteries and solar panels and everything. So the ships are just going to keep on evolving and they'll keep on getting better.
It's a tiny home.
It is.
But you could see how relatively easy I think it would be to make the leap from 600 to 1,200.
Yeah.
Now you're not talking, I mean, I'm not saying that, your modern home on land is 1,200 square feet, but they're 24, so you get 6, 12, 24. It's not that far away.
Yeah,
He pulls off the 6, it's a year away from making it 12.
yeah, and then it's an
Yeah.
enormous amount.
That's what I'm talking about. It's huge. That's
Space,
awesome.
and stability and all that,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got all the staff, like the square footage and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff on the website for each ship.
I love it.
And yeah, you can check that out. Yeah, I was trying to make them as small as possible, so I just barely fit in.
So we have
This one's a 36 footer.
We have about 12 minutes until the top of the hour, and I just then traveled up here to present to us to get feedback, not only on the business and to make contacts for his seed round, but he's obviously looking to present elsewhere. Do we have any suggestions for his presentation? I know a lot of us scattered have said like it would have been nice to have heard this or that. General presentation feedback, anything that we can help him with for the next time he presents?
Yeah, that's why I'm here, so gloves off. Let me have it.
I mean, I'll say aesthetically, you're talking about boating and your outfit doesn't fit to me. You're also,
Good point.
you flew planes and like you're total badass. And I don't, the suit doesn't convince me that you're a badass, right? And I want to have trust in, I don't know the answer to the question, but I just feel like there's a lot of personality that you're hiding underneath a suit that I don't think is representing you well. Russell manages millions of dollars of people's money, and I mean, he's shorts and I trust him more than anything. Like he's just, because I know it's his authentic person, you know. I know that's not how you show up to everything, but
Yes,
like,
it is. I feel like, well, look, I didn't mean to do this. I feel like the idiot wears the band shirt, see the band.
no,
You know
we're,
what I'm saying? I
we're
didn't
supposed,
realize.
we're supposed to.
It's so terrible. And I'm a deadhead. We're the only ones. Don't wear it any other day. I do. I swear to God, I pulled it out. I'm like, I can't. I wear a woman.
I'm a t-shirt and jeans guy all the time. It's what people expect of me. I even feel uncomfortable when I wear my JHD polo at this point, but like, I feel like I've got to, like I went to a dinner the other night at a country club for the chamber and I felt like I had to wear my polo. Every other guy there is in a sports coat, but that's not me. It's not my authentic self. And that's how I want to show up. And I feel like, I don't know, I could be off and you guys
No,
should
I'm
all
with
argue
you.
with me.
Well,
I want your excitement. I want the reason you're doing this. It feels very corporate, and I need to be stoked about. I want to be stoked with you.
Even if I was a if I would, well, you started out with a lot of energy, that's for sure, which was really fun, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly, yeah. It was jolting and that was really great. Early in the morning, woke us all up. But this is like, I don't care how wealthy the person in the audience is and how like refined they are. This is fun. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And you are cool. I know it. Outside of the jacket or under the jacket. So like, that's what I want you to, I think your presentation will be more powerful if you let your coolness come out in describing how cool this is, no matter who is sitting in the room, no matter who you're talking to.
it's a matter of knowing who your audience is. Presenting to someone in that kind of wealthy category that has real potential for buying one of these things or investing in one of these things. Could be some major band or a rock band or something of that nature, entertainment, somebody in the entertainment business. But the wealth has to be there. And I don't know how you reflect that because you really, it's one way or the other. Somebody's never gonna like how you look.
Oh, right.
Do you-
You can't please everybody.
Do you wear shorts and a tank top? Like, are you like?
Oh, I'm a polo jeans kind of guy.
Polo jeans kind of guy? Yeah,
Do that.
yeah. Polo
I
jeans.
Do
did
that.
see your guys' channel had a few other presenters in suits, so that's why we're.
Okay.
For business today.
It's funny, last week, right, he was in a full suit, but what people couldn't see were like the super bright sneakers that he was wearing. Like, you could just sense, and we didn't even have this conversation for him, but we should have, because he was clearly like, and I don't know him. That was the first time I met him. I look forward to working together, and like, I think I'm gonna get to know him better, but like, his outfit too, like it didn't convey who he was. And I could tell by the sneakers that he's a super fun dude. Like, and it was just, so I think it matters. I think it's important.
Yeah.
This is just from a presentation standpoint, just because I'm a performer, and I think that just from anybody, if you had, I know there's gonna be questions, but typically the Q&A is at the very end. If you timed out and didn't rely on someone else presenting to change the slides, it takes the awkwardness out of the timing. And if you could specifically time down how much you talk for each section and have it run as one continuous way, there wouldn't be that reliance on someone else to like keep the thing going, go next slide, next slide. This isn't just you, this is just every presentation I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And like, as a band member, like we do that where we run the whole track.
I know.
We have 28 minutes to play, so it's 28 minutes, this song, we talk for this much. And that's just from a presenter
Yeah.
standpoint.
I think
It
Russ
keeps people's
just-
attention.
From now on, I think what I'll do is, if I'm hosting the slides, I'll give the presenter a clicker. I don't have one, but he does,
Yeah,
so we'll just
if
use
it's
that.
universal, I'll bring it in, I'll show you.
If it's Bluetooth, then I don't see why it wouldn't work. So there you go.
Yeah.
Easy fix.
Yeah, that's great.
But just for continuity.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah,
point.
great
It's a
feedback.
good point.
It's
Because
definitely performance.
I will also, well, yeah, no matter how you look at it, it is, right? The other thing I think you should absolutely identify other 1 Million Cups chapters to present to. Places like San Diego, Miami, places where there's tons of money that people boat in with big yachts, right? Up in the Northeast.
Yeah, there's a lot in Florida.
So, oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking up in like Rhode Island too. Like, there's really nice Long Island. Anyway, the point is, 1 million cups, their format, pretty much anywhere that you go, is that you get 6 minutes to present. So timing your presentation is going to be very important because a lot of other chapters will cut you off at 6. We had a second presenter scheduled today who didn't show up. Otherwise, I would have had to end 30 minutes ago. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You would have not been able to get any of this out, right? Or get as much feedback, which is something we might want to just consider, like just stick to one every week because it tends to happen. I hate cutting people off the knees to just move on to the next. But anyway, you might just want to also, there's the whole thing about the elevator pitch, but like, is it a 1-floor elevator? Is it a 10-floor elevator? Like, how much time do you have, right? You need to have little concise pitches for as much time as you're given, and 1 million cups format is 6. So just keep that in mind if you do go present at other 1 million cups, that it's typically 6 minutes.
I got a question. There are the Chamber of Commerce meetings model is kind of outdated. But things are taking their places, like you got 8 or 9, or you even have just, Jason's a part of this group in Fayette County, where just groups of entrepreneurs, pockets of entrepreneurs get together once a week and have kind of something like this, like a roundtable conversation. I would be interested in trying to find some of these, because it's really easy to find high net worth zip codes along the coasts. And I'm just Googling stuff like that. And then calling large companies in that area and finding out where are the monthly meetings that are coming out of the Chamber of Commerce where the business leaders are getting together. And I would try to see if you can get in touch with some of these folks and go and be a presenter at their meetings. Because the guy that owns the boat, birds of a feather flock together. It's something my grandfather used to tell me when I was a little kid all the time. He has a boat and he doesn't need another one. But his cousin Tommy has been looking for one. His friend, Vince is looking for one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these aren't the folks you're really trying to get the boat to. It's the folks that they know. So I'm just kind of thinking out loud about strategies. And it's these people that live near the coast. I think Pensacola is cool, but there's wealthier zip codes in the USA where people love living on water and showing off what they've got. I mean, I knew a guy that was in the whole jet culture, and people are peer pressured to buy them on jets and planes that they don't need. There's peer pressure. Like even in the lake culture, there's a town called Governorsville, it's in Alabama, and it's just a town of 5,000 people. But among the people in wealth, there's peer pressure there for them to own their own little RV planes and Cessna planes and things like that. So I think that that's a psychological thing that you could tap into, but getting in front of these people, and he's right about, you're going to get people online that you're not going to get in person, but hitting those in-person people and people getting to know you. Oh, I'm going to send you my cousin Tom or my friend Vince. I think I've seen that strategy, even though the social media stuff does work. This strategy that I'm talking about, I found it go the distance much better if you have the time to do.
Yeah, I'll make time for that. I agree with you. I think it makes a much stronger connection. People are much more likely to help you out if they know you firsthand. So apart from 1 million cups, the chamber is a good idea. If y'all know of any other organizations like this,
And I think the chamber folks would tell you where these pockets of entrepreneurs are hanging out. I don't think the chamber would be the place you would want to.
oh, okay.
I'm thinking about, I wish I knew the name, maybe somebody else will, but there are CEO roundtables that exist, some really big ones where, like, I heard somebody that they fly down to Miami once a month to meet with their roundtable group. And I don't know how many people are in the group, but these are guys or people who are at a very high level and end up supporting each other, obviously, because you're incredibly close to the people you become vulnerable around, right? So like inserting yourself into a group where, let's say there's 10 people and 5 of them are yachters, right? But they're all at CEO level or startup businesses or wherever they're at. Like, I don't know how to identify the group, but it's got to exist. Yeah, like find a group of venture capitalist guys who are all, not because you're looking for the money, but because you're trying to build a business like they're trying to build a business, or something where you can just create a network of people that you're really close with, who are then going to go out and tell all the people that they know because you've built that relationship with them. That's inevitably what you're saying.
Yeah,
You just
not
have to
putting you
identify
on
the
spot
group.
here, but here's the first thing that my mind goes to. Find out who this friend is that he has that flies down to Miami and call him up and have a conversation with him. You see what I'm saying? Like, and ask how should I approach this? And just, I'll bet it put you.
Honestly, it's not a friend of mine. It's because I'm part of a CEO roundtable here in Fayette County. And I'm part of other mastermind groups. They're not people that I think would, I don't know what their network is like for you, but I don't think those are the groups that you would be a part of. I'm just saying to find those types of groups. But this particular one was the basis for creating the CEO roundtable here, was like, what can we do in this one to create such value that people would fly in to be a part of it? And it's really about the value of the network that the people bring. That's what you're buying into, not the content, not the facilitator, not the location. None of that matters. It's the network of the people that are in the room. That's what you're paying to get into.
Yeah.
All right. So I just feel like those exist, and I don't know how to help you because I don't know who it was that does this or who knew about the person who does this. I just know that they exist.
They do, because the cream rises to the top. Like,
I was
I
listening.
love hanging out with Jason because, well, Jason, first of all, is one of the kindest people I know. But we enjoy sitting around just discussing ideas and trying things just to see, hey, let's try this new idea. Let's just see if it pans out. So in every major city, these guys and these ladies, they know each other. And if you can just meet one of them, and that's why I think the chamber would be a springboard, is because the chambers are going to know who these folks are. And there's a chamber in every, even though in my opinion it's outdated, there is still a chamber in every town.
Yeah, the big hitters still want to hang out and talk to each other, so they've got to be here somewhere.
Can I change or turn the direction a little bit back to your presentation, which was just, is there a story that you can walk us through, like when you do your next presentation, like a story in the mind of your avatar of like, imagine you're taking a conference call in the port of Positano on your boat with your salads you just made from your garden. And now you get to finish your conference call and go over, like, and this like story of the person who's on their boat living this life. I think it would help as someone, if you're targeting people who are in that more mid-range, not the multi-millionaire, like someone who's like in that mid-range, like maybe I could do that one day. I have no idea what that looks like. You know what I mean? Like I have no idea what my life would look like.
I love that, Shannon.
Living on a boat.
When you first started your presentation,
You sort of
I
started
think
there.
you said the word imagine, and I literally wanted to close my eyes and imagine myself in that position. And then you said, now imagine. And I was like, close my eyes and envision this again.
Yeah.
So like that'd be something you could try out and see how it goes. Like take people on almost like a meditative journey of like, close your eyes and imagine you're in this position and what happened. There's, this happens and all of a sudden you're out of gas. Like,
Yeah.
okay, now,
Yeah.
like, let's open our eyes, let's be present again. Now let's close our eyes and imagine a different scenario. You're on the right? Like take people through that visual journey. I think that'd be a
What
fun
happened was
exercise.
you went, imagine building a plane and riveting all the shit together and then flying. Like, ah! Yeah, but like that, you wrote the script
Yeah. Or
just
like,
now, like.
I'm there, if it's a married couple with kids, what am I doing with my kids on there? Like with the four of us, like.
I saw a teen sitting at the table, like about to eat or something, and I could just imagine what the rest of that day must be like
Yeah.
with the teen on the
Like,
boat, right?
Of like, especially if you're in front of an audience of people that are like, you want them to be your buyer, like take me on a journey of how do I see myself on this thing,
That's a great
beautiful
idea.
thing.
Yeah, let's start out teasing
Super
with it,
cool.
and then I didn't follow through, so
Yeah.
I apologize.
No.
Don't apologize. Just be thinking about it.
This is low stakes. You have a really good idea.
Yeah.
So did you guys like the plane video or should I scrap that?
So
Show
I,
a picture.
I think it plays back into your credibility and what you're able to do, right? That you could actually build something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I saw the video was really fast too, and that's obviously to just keep it to a minimum. Maybe there's another way of making it even shorter.
I want that you did it, like the fact that you are a veteran and you did the whole painting with the twist, and you can say like, I built this plane that flew it and I built it, I don't even know if you even have to show it.
You lived on an RV.
Yeah, and that you built this for
Right,
yourself.
that's important too. That didn't
Photos
come up till
of the
later.
RV. I want you to translate from building this plane. I want to see you in OCS. I want to see you flying your first C-130. I want to see you building the plane. I want to see the journey, and I want it to take 60 seconds.
Yeah,
And I want
Yeah.
all the way to the end, and then once you build the plane, you do a backflip. Now you're building your boat. Now you're on your boat. Now you're eating a salad. Now you're looking at Colin Positano, and I want you to bring me on the journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bam, and then once that ends, now you have my undivided attention.
Now you can tell me the details.
Now I'm
Yeah,
with you,
exactly.
homie. Now I'm like, okay, how? What's the next
they
step,
really
right?
need to schedule.
What's that?
You and me, I've been saying it for
Let's
weeks.
hang out, man. I'd love to.
I
I'd love
need,
to.
we have a lot to talk about.
You
Because
have,
that's what's missing.
you have the
for reality.
seed of,
There's no
a
story.
gajillion
There's no
dollars.
Yeah.
convincing people
because there's
that they
definitely a
need to
market.
use that.
Yeah.
There's
It's just
definitely a
a
market
bunch
for
of
that.
work.
And you only
It's just
need
what
one
we
proof of
do.
concept to get that energy.
Yeah.
You have the tool in your pocket.
Thanks
It's
for
really
sharing.
great.
Thank you so much for
Awesome, dude.
sharing.
It's very good. Very good.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You guys have been great.
Super stoked.
Yeah.
You also have badass cards too.
Yeah, really.
These are
I
gorgeous.
really like
And you can thank my marketer.
All right,
for
well, I'm
the-
just coming back on camera to say thanks for everybody who joined us and that we will look forward to seeing everybody next Wednesday.
See you next week.
Bye.